So Raiders versus Chargers. The spread in this one, the Oakland Raiders, they're 1-point underdogs. The over-under is 48 points, according to BetDSI. So get your score predictions in right now. Go to BetDSI and bet on the Raiders because the Raiders are going to beat the Chargers. Over-under-wise, I'm actually going to take the under because I think the Raiders are going to be able to slow this game down. Also, Thursday night football games are usually a little bit lower scoring. So get your score predictions in for Raiders versus Chargers because it's going to be a great game. And also, I'm going to be live, so make sure you guys are there for the watch party. So let's get in now to this live Thursday night football Q&A. Use hashtag TNF to have your questions featured on air. I know we normally do the hashtag Raiders. We'll get there, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And normally, I can't read, so just take a drink when I say get a picture, and then when I read something incorrectly, I'll take a drink. Does that sound good to you guys? Cool. All right, so let's get it going. Use hashtag TNF to have your questions featured live on air. Let's go to my man Jeff Rogers. What up, Jeff? How you doing, brother? DC will have more passing yards and touchdown passes than Rivers Thursday night for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. I don't really think that's a question, but you know what? I'll go with it. I'm all about it. How many passing touchdowns for Derek Carr going up against the Chargers? Throw that in the comments section. Let's go to Danny Gomez. Danny, you know what I'm going to say, right? Yeah. Yo, Mitch, you worried about this Thursday? Lots of injuries. I am a little bit worried about it. I think Trent Brown right now is questionable. I'll give him about 2.5 Chucky Heads of whether or not he plays. Rodney Hudson, I don't think he ends up suiting up despite him practicing. Darren Worley, though, I do think he plays. And Josh Jacob, he's going to play. He's been too good. Let's go to James Lee. How many sacks do we need realistically to stay in the game? As many sacks as possible always helps, right? I mean, the Raiders have been a lot better this year compared to last year. Not saying much, but we at least need to be able to get pressure on Phillip Rivers. If there's been one thing that the Raiders have really lacked is being able to get pressure on Rivers. And historically, Rivers has played pretty well. So if we can get pressure on him, I think that's ultimately when you're going to see him really struggle. Because that's when Rivers has struggled this entire season. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah, what position do you play? Do you think our offensive line can stop the Chargers' defensive line? I do. I mean, right now, the Raiders' offensive line is playing, I would argue, the best in the entire NFL. And now imagine if Hudson's there. Imagine, if we're fully healthy with Trent Brown. Now, they have gotten healthier, the Chargers. And Joey Bosa is a force to be reckoned with. However, I do think that our offensive line can handle them. And I feel like I just can't doubt Tom Gable anymore. So, Tom, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Let's go to Luka. Luka Vukovic. Did I get that right? 2 Chucky Heads. Do you think Ferrell needs to step up as a number 4 pick? Does he need to step up? Yes. But the people who think that Clelin Ferrell is a bust, you're totally wrong. Now, I've talked about on my rumor show how many snaps he was playing. The Raiders are using him all over the football field, and I do think that Clelin deserves a little bit more credit. Now, sure, he's not racking up the sacks, but look at this. I mean, this is snaps by position. You're asking a rookie to literally play 4 different positions on the defensive line, a defensive line that realistically doesn't have a lot of experience. So I think we need to cut Clelin a little bit of slack. Let's go to Eric. So I'm trying to expand my vocabulary here. So instead of picture, we're going to use other words. Get an image, okay? Will the defense step up on Thursday Night Football? We need to. Ultimately, the depth needs to, I think, ultimately come through. I just said ultimately twice. Maybe I should find a new word for that. When you look at the Raiders defense from start to finish, I thought they actually played pretty well again, going up against the Lions in the first quarter and the second quarter, and then we get tired. I think having Isaiah Johnson back is going to help this defense a lot. So, Eric, it's a good question. Appreciate you. So let's grow the family, Eric. Are you a subscriber? Because you don't have a picture, so I don't know. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you do youtube.com/Raiders Report. I always tell people to subscribe. I always tell people to hit me up on IG. But the biggest reason why I tell y'all to do that is so I can get to know you a lot better and you can get to know me. So I had Cassie, she DM'd me this, so I'm going to read it out loud. Bear with me. So she said she's from Santa Maria. My boyfriend is a big fan. He has lung cancer and watches you to make his chemo go by faster and is a huge Raider fan. He just watched your last video, and we live in Orcutt, California, just a couple minutes from Santa Maria, the next town over. So, Cassie, I appreciate this DM, but that's why I tell you guys to subscribe. That's why I tell you guys to hit me up on IG so I can get to know you guys better. So James Revere is his name. So I want everyone who's watching the show right now to type James in the comment section. James, man, I've had a lot of family members deal with cancer, FAB, but I want everyone to type James in the comment section, because if there's one thing that I've learned from doing the show, it's not just Raider Nation, man. We are a big family. So show James that you got his back. So Clint's throwing it in there. Everyone throw James in the comment section, because at the end of the day, if you bleed silver and black, you're part of my family. So James, if I can do anything, you let me know. So who needs a new car? So she said that she was from Santa Maria, and Santa Maria BMW, they're the new sponsor here on today's show. So if you need a new car, I want you to message me car on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. And if I could DM myself, man, I would totally do it. If you want me to put a picture of my car on Instagram, I'm going to do it next week. So make sure you come back next week, and I'll show you what my freaking car looks like. The fact that that thing even runs is mind-blowing. Also, though, go check out the car deals at Santa Maria. Go give my man Rudy, Matt a call, but it's at BMWSM.com. Let's go back to some questions here. From Johnny Watson, who needs to get a photograph. Okay, wait, let me clear my throat. And just for everyone, I am on thesaurus.com. Or as Tom says, thesaurus? Or what do you say? I don't know. Thursday Night Football. I think I literally said the exact same thing. All right, will Trent Brown be in? It's two Chucky heads, my man. I hope he can play, but I think if you rest him up, then he's got 10 days to be fully healthy going up against the Bengals, going up against the Jets, and that's somebody that we need. Johnny, are you and Maxx related? Because you look awfully alike. You need to get a sketch. Who do you think will be the MVP for this game? Y'all are liking this way too much here in the studio. Who do I think is going to be the MVP for the game? I'm going to stick with Josh. Until Josh Jacobs is not the MVP of any game that we have, I don't think you can go away from Josh Jacobs. So do you agree with me? Y for yes, N for no. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments section who you guys think the MVP is going to be in this game. Raiders versus the Chargers. It needs to be my man, Josh Jacobs. And make sure that you guys are using hashtag TNF to get your questions featured on air. I'm doing a live Raiders versus Chargers Thursday Night Football mailbag. And also, important thing to note, I'm going to be live for this game doing a watch party, so make sure you guys come along for the ride. Looks like we got another question coming in here from Kimo Whittier, California. Mitch, is it time to give Paulie G the boot? Secondary keeps getting roasted. Do I think it's time to get rid of Paul Guenther? No. I think if the Raiders ultimately want to get rid of Paul Guenther, it's going to be after the season. Do I think Guenther's been good this year? No. I think there's at times where we're playing zone when I think we need to play man, and our players just look confused on defense. However, we have dealt with a lot of injuries on defense, and I think that deserves a little bit of credit towards Paul Guenther. I mean, we lost our first-round pick. We know Cleveland's not playing up to caliber. Sure, Maxx Crosby has stepped up. We're just getting back Isaiah Johnson now. Plus then, Brandon Marshall, he's been hurt multiple times. They just had to release him, a player we thought we were going to have. Vontaze Burfict, the defensive captain, we thought we were going to have him. He's not on the team. I do think Paul has struggled, but I don't think it's time to give him the boot. Let's go to Omar. What up, Omar? Can you please get a portrait? Will we beat the Chargers with all of our injuries? Yes, I actually truly believe that we will beat the Chargers. I get it that they just beat the Packers. The Packers, I think, were sleeping on the Chargers, and the Chargers are playing a much better football. Now they're getting a little bit more healthy. But if you guys want to throw your score predictions in the comments section below, I would appreciate that, because right now we got 790 people watching us live on YouTube. And if my computer ever flipping loads on Facebook, I'll tell you how many people are watching there. But if you're watching on Facebook, click share. Also, I want to share this awesome deal with y'all. If you like the shirts that I wear, they're all from RaiderNationStore.net, okay? So you can go follow Raider Nation Store on IG, at Raider Nation Store, or you can just go to the website below, www.RaiderNationStore.net. And when you go there, use my promo code Mitch20 for 20% off. T-shirts, can't get you the suit, but they got T-shirts, pop sockets, all sorts of good stuff, and flags, but you got to go to RaiderNationStore.net. What up, Birdman? Shout out to you. I predict our biggest victory of the season, 38-17. Damn. If we put up 38 points, I would actually kind of be surprised, because I don't really think that's the mojo this team wants to do. I think we want to control the clock. I think right now in terms of time of possession, we're like 14th in the league. I think we want to get that even higher. But I'll say this right now. If the Raiders win 38-17, Birdman, we follow each other on IG. I'm going to Venmo you $25. That's a hell of a prediction. Let's go to Silver Wind. No, hang on. You need to get a blueprint, even though you kind of already have one. How good is the Chargers' offensive line? How many sacks will the defense have? How many sacks will the defense have? You guys throw that in the comments section. I'll give some shout-outs to some of the people also who are watching us on Facebook. We'll do our best to get questions flown in on both YouTube and on Facebook. Let me see here. How many sacks are we going to have this week? From Matt Killman. What up, Matt? What up, Timothy Michael? Raul. Appreciate you for sharing over on YouTube and on Facebook. So, seeing 2 sacks, 0 sacks, 3 sacks. Dante Turner says 0. Nope. David, 5 sacks. I'm into it. Probably shouldn't say that you're into 5 sacks, though. Sounds pretty weird. Let's go to Mackenzie Thomas. What up, Mackenzie? Watching over on Facebook. Much love, Mitch. Love the show. Appreciate you. What do you think Carr will do? First game for 300 yards. Shout out from Twin Falls, Idaho. Much love, fam. Shout out your city. Apparently, he's from Twin Falls, Idaho. I didn't even know people lived in Idaho. Do I think Derek's going to get his first 300-yard game? I don't. I think this defense is actually playing pretty solid right now for the Chargers. But Josh is going to feast. Josh is going to continue to feast. Mackenzie, appreciate you. Truly snowy. What's snowing, I guess, is the question I'm wondering. Will Worley be in? I do believe that Worley will be in. He practiced limited today. I've seen different injuries around a hamstring, ankle, Achilles. It looks like, according to the practice report, it's an ankle injury. Ankle injury. I think he's the most likely to play out of Trent Brown and out of Rodney Hudson. Let's go to Frank. What up, Frank? Mitch, you aren't going to the game. Why? 2 reasons. 1, I just went last week. And 2, I want to do a watch party this week. And I would love to be able to go to every single game, but I also love hanging out with the nation here live on YouTube. So I'm not going to the game, but make sure you guys set a reminder because Thursday, November 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, I'm going to be live doing a watch party. So if you want to crack one open with me, if you're not 21, get some root beer or something, it's all good. Where we're going to sit down, we're going to hang out, talk about the game, and hopefully we get over 1,000 people watching because it makes it dope as hell. Let's go to Joe. Joe, your picture got smushed. That's what you look like. I don't know. Hey, Mitch. Jacobs over 200 yards rushing. You know what, Joe? I would personally flip and love it. So right now, Josh is at what? Like 720 rushing yards, I think, off the top of my head. 4.9 yards per carry. I don't know if he can get 200. That's a hell of a lot of yards. But I definitely think Josh is going to be over 100. I mean, he's getting 20-plus touches every single game. Oh, look at that. Oh, I was 20 off. Dang it. 740 yards. It's pretty mind-blowing to me that he's getting already so close to 1,000 yards rushing. I'm a big fan of Josh Jacobs. I had him as my number 1 running back thanks to Tom. But, like, I knew Josh was going to be good, but I didn't ever think that he would be this good. Like, he is playing absolutely insane. Not only just Offensive Rookie of the Year, I would argue right now Josh Jacobs is a top 3, top 5 running back in the entire NFL. He's playing that flipping well. So, Joe, appreciate you guys watching here live on YouTube, live on Facebook as well. Type sub in the comments if you're a subscriber. I'll be giving some shout-outs here in a little bit. If Josh Jacobs goes for over 200 yards, y'all better go to BetDSI and bet on the Raiders for the entire season because my man right now, I already put money on him winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and even though you can't put any more money down on BetDSI on that, you can bet on the Raiders every single week. The Raiders have been underdogs 8 of the 9 weeks this year. They're underdogs again going up against the Chargers. 1-point underdogs. The over-under in this game is 48. If Josh Jacobs goes for 200 yards, you better bet the over, and you better bet on the Raiders at BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook, chatsports.com/bet. Chilton, or Chillin, what up? Williams' career game against former team. Well, Chilton, you need to first off get a drawing. Okay, cool. And I like the whole revenge game idea because Tyrell didn't really show up, I think, all too much this past week going up against the Lions. I also think, they put Slay on him. This is a game where Tyrell's going to want to play very, very well, and I think the Raiders are really going to try to get him featured, and I'm really excited to see what my man puts up. So how many touchdowns for Williams in this game? Let's go to Oscar, one of my most loyal watchers. Playing FanDuel on Thursday Night Football, who is your captain? Captain? I think the player, if I had to play anybody on Thursday Night Football from the Raiders, see, I like the idea of Tyrell, but he's probably going to be pretty heavily played. Darren Waller is probably another really good option. Here's a sleeper pick, okay? Jalen Richard. Jalen Richard got super involved, and if you want to win big-time money on FanDuel, a lot of times you got to find that player that nobody else is going to pick. So maybe go out and play on a player like Jalen Richard, who looked really, really good at the end of the game for the Raiders this past week in that win. Let's go to _Junior. Did I get it right? Mitch, what do you think of Benson Mayowa? Well, it's a great question. I think right now he is playing unbelievable football. And if you check out my video where I'm going to give out some awards, some grades, Benson Mayowa is going to be on that video. He's going to be one of the players that I talk about. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys do at youtube.com/Raiders Report. Type sub in the comments section. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.